welcome to the podcast. We are Curb Appeal Realty, and we can be located on the web at curbappealrealty.net. Today, we're going to talk about something a little difficult, but remember, we're here to help. So we're going to talk about smells and why they matter in a home and why they're important. So I have some products here that we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about all kinds of different odors. So a lot of times when you live in your home, you can become nose blind. You walk in your home and you say, I don't smell anything. It's because you're used to your environment. So you just want to listen to your agent objectively and know that your agent is on your side. They're not out to offend you. But there are a lot of things you can do to create a warm, inviting environment when it comes to smells. We talked a little bit about in a different segment about the front door being the first thing that they see and how it should look, and it should be amazing and inviting. But I can tell you as an agent, as soon as that door opens and clients get a whiff of that home, if it's bad, sometimes they will walk right out and never see your home, never get past the front door. We don't want that for you. So let's go over some common things and what you can do about it. So we talked about first impressions being that door opener. So we want to create a fresh and neutral environment. If you have a decently clean home and you've kept up with your cleaning duties and you don't have any pets and you're a non-smoker, you will probably be okay. But the first thing we should talk about is pets. Pets are wonderful. I mean, a lot of people have pets and they're great companions. But, if you have a cat and you have that litter box, that litter box is going to create an odor in the home. So you want to make sure that litter box is being changed daily while your home is listed, or even put it out in the garage, while you have a showing. That is so important.
I was at a showing one time and the litter box was in the laundry room, but there was cat litter, I guess is what it's called. I don't have cats, but it was all over the floor around the box. So definitely make sure it's cleaned up. And if you can, just get it out of there.
Yes, absolutely. And, a lot of people have dogs in their home. And, if you don't bathe your dog regularly, just like humans, they can get sweaty and dirty and, create an odor in the home. And if they lay around on the furniture, that can be another thing. So if you have a pet, and let's say it's just not everywhere, but it's the pet's favorite place to lay around, then I always recommend the Febreze product. This one is the heavy duty, and they also have one that's just for pets. But it really will combat those areas where the pet likes to hang out. So if it's just conducive to just one area, then I say it's okay. If you've washed the bedding, but he's just going to continue, he or she is going to continue to lay around in that area, then I would say before showing, make sure that you use a product that will, and I just love this product. So that's what I would recommend for that. So, and of course, just give your pet a bath, take them to the groomers, because it all matters. And the other thing is, and I know you talked about this a little bit, is getting your carpets clean and shampooed, because it can really hold odors. Carpeting, especially if you have pets.
Right.
So the second thing we want to talk about is if you are a smoker, and let's say you have smoked in the home. Again, one thing that you can do is you can paint, because that does help. I always recommend that you do a primer first, something that will give it a good coat and neutralize that odor, and then then paint. And then I suggest, if it's strong and heavy, I would just suggest during the listing time that you smoke in the garage or outside, because otherwise it's going to just continue to linger, and it's just going to be problematic. If you continue to smoke in the home during the listing, it's going to be a really big turnoff. Now, I have had people use this particular freshener, and this one is just amazing. It smells just like fresh sliced oranges. And if I've had a smoker, I've recommended this and say, if they're like, no, I'm not going to do it, I'm going to smoke in my home. And then I say, okay, well, I have a product that I'm going to drop off to you. Would you at least spray this before showings? And they've agreed, yes, I will. And it really does help. It is one of the best scents I've ever smelled. This one, in case you're just listening, is called Citrus Magic. Again, it just smells like oranges. It's just wonderful. So I've recommended that one for the smoking. For some reason, this one really helps with the smoking. The other thing that they also make this one. It is, it's in a solid, but it actually absorbs the odor. So if you've got teenage boys and their room smells like a locker room, this one's really good for that. Again, clean the carpets, wash the bedding, and everything that's in their room. But
sometimes that's not enough.
I know. It's because they are in sports and, but I would definitely say this one because it does absorb the odors.
Okay.
So I like both of those products. I do tell people at their own risk that it's okay to light candles, but they need to know because they ask, and it's okay if that's what they choose to do. I'm not going to tell them to light candles because it is a fire hazard to light a candle and leave your home. So, but if that's what you choose to do. But I would say for the most part, it's wintertime now. We're into, Christmas. So, if you want to get those pine scents going in your home, even if your home is clean and smells great, it's still nice to have like an environmental scent in your home. And, what's better this time of year than like a pine scent or cinnamon scent.
Yeah. Or if you just, made a huge meal the night before and then your home is clean, but it smells like what you cooked.
Right.
Yeah, that's another. Because sometimes, food smells are really strong.
Yeah. I have had people bake cookies, maybe right before, because that's a really nice, usually not super strong smell, but it's a very nice, homey, inviting smell.
Absolutely. But I can't stress enough and just have a neighbor or a good friend, after you've done your cleaning, you've cleaned your carpets, you feel like it's good, just have someone else come over and say, I need you just to walk in my house and tell me what's the first thing you smell. What do you smell? And so, in that regard, somebody else, that doesn't live there can walk in and,
who will be honest.
Yes, someone who will be honest. Absolutely. So yeah, I think the biggest culprits are, like Molly said, the food, try not to cook fish, that's a really strong one. Or, cooking with a lot of spices, that can also be problematic. You're just going to have to understand that, you're trying to view your home in all ways from the point of view of a buyer. And, if they walk in and it's horrific, they're going to walk right back out.
And this is only temporary. You don't.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you want your house to sell, so you want to do as much as you can so it will sell quickly so you can go back to living your life peacefully with all the smells and all the cooking that you
Well,
like.
And as you were talking about that, it made me think of, and a little can go a long way. And like you said, have someone come over and, tell you how it smells, because you don't want to use like a can of a scent, and even though it's a smell good scent, so it still may be then very turn off.
Yeah. People think you're hiding.
Then you're
something.
going to say then you're hiding something. So
Yeah, and that's why I say try to go to the source. Get your carpet's cleaned and deodorized. They have special carpet cleaners that use a deodorizing element if there is a pet in the home. Wash their bedding or get new bedding. So there's so many things that you could do to help eliminate this problematic. But we do see it all the time. But paint will go a long ways too when it comes to a smoker. So
I think airing out the house too
That's
is
true.
really helpful. Just open all the windows, turn on the ceiling fans, just to kind of get it out.
yes. And I also say, change the air filter on your furnace. Because or get one that's a little bit stronger, more heavy duty. They actually make those, look up MERV ratings, because they make those different degrees for, pets, allergy, dust, and, so I would say, that could go a long ways too. Some people even take it to another level and get all of their ductwork cleaned, because sometimes the odors and the dust and the pollen and all the, cat dander can end up being in the ductwork. And so if so let's say you have a really expensive home, but you've got, all these problematic odors, you may want to go to the next step and get your ductwork cleaned.
That's a good idea.
Also, I guess if there is any leaks that could be causing like a moldy, mildew smell, getting that leak fixed, then that smell will be gone.
Yes, that's a good point. Especially basements. If you have an older home, basements can just have, we just call it a basement smell. It can smell damp, especially in older homes. So, I would just say most likely putting a dehumidifier in the basement can help. Again, if those walls have not been painted ever, and let's say you have had in the past a couple of leaky spots, but they're fixed now, maybe a coat of Kills, would help with that odor elimination from a basement. So yeah, going to the source, that's the biggest thing. Find the source of the odor and get rid of the source. So, yeah, I would say it's way up there with price, because, we can't emphasize enough, how much these buyers, they walk in and they just don't want to be overwhelmed with, because in their mind, say they're a first time buyer, they don't know. And they're thinking this is never going to go right. It's never going to go away, and let's say they see another house that's the same exact price. It smells wonderful. Looks great. They're going to go for that house over your house, all because you didn't take the steps that we're recommending to get your house not only priced right, but to get the odors out of the house and make it smell nice. So again,
anything you can do is going to help. So yeah,
I agree.
1,000%. 1,000%. Any other, essential oils. A lot of people like these, this is lavender. So they make these essential oil kits that you can add water to, and then it just kind of wafts through the whole house and the environment. And there are so many different scents, and most of them that come from a good company are all natural. So it's just a nice, clean, inviting scent. A couple other things that I've heard people doing, sometimes they will slice up oranges and cinnamon and let it simmer on the stove, but then of course cut it off before the showing. But that's another way to just get that scent to permeate throughout the home and just have a nice, warm, inviting, especially this time of year with Christmas right around the corner.
yeah,
So good smells.
yeah,
Yes.
cozy and smells good.
100%. Okay, well, that's about all the time we have, and we appreciate you listening in, and we hope you have a very Merry Christmas.
Oh, 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 tell the